play for my hometown team, it's to be honest with you, it's quite hard to put it into words. But to play for a club that you've supported your whole life, that you've watched your whole life, spent money on tickets and merchandise to watch your whole life, and to try your best to be a part of it, to be in the academy, to be at the fun days, be in the stand, it means everything. I mean, it may be silly and some priorities are better than others, but football is the biggest priority in my life. That is everything. It's what I put all my time, money and effort into. So to be watching them as a kid and now to be one of the players, whether you play long or not, just to get on that pitch in front of family, friends, people who know you, it is indescribable, it is unbelievable. The things I remember about coming here as a kid were probably the surroundings and how it looked, the terrible grass and the battered trees from the balls hitting it. But it's just down the road from me, so I used to drive past it most days, so it's a nice local area that I'll never forget and always remember. The local football teams I played for so I started here with Discoveries and Mr B, and then a few years later we also played here and I joined a team called Discoveries Titans. That was my first seven-a-side Sunday League sort of team. And then 2 or 3 years after playing for them, I was scouted by Grimsby Town. Yeah, it was always my dream to be a professional footballer. I think, like I said, from a young age, my dad got me into it very, very early, wanting me to be one. And ever since then, I just fell in love with it. And that's all I thought about and did ever since then. I mean, I trained here with Mr B. I joined other teams after that, but after training, I'd be playing out with my friends, playing football at the local school or the local park. After that, I'd be stealing money from my mum's purse to buy match attacks and panini sticker books, all that sort of stuff. And other than that, watching football on TV after that, it took over my life, and I just loved every minute of childhood and trying to make my way into the football world. I joined the School of Excellence that was under 10s, so I was 9 years old. I remember I was at a tournament in Louth, and Pete Nicholson, who was one of the academy coaches at the time, approached my dad and asked me if I wanted to come on trial. This was when they were doing a trawl of the town. It was about 200 lads came on trial at Cheapside, and they did training sessions to shorten the team down to the last few, the best few. And that's where I started at the under 10s team with my coach, first ever coach, Derek Thompson. And in that team was Harry Clifton as well, who's still playing now. Yeah, that was my first ever season. I think at Grimsby Town was under 10s. I had a season ticket from, I think, 6 years old onwards. My dad used to take me, used to go with my two brothers. We sit in the main stand for the whole duration of that. And it was great, that was what our Saturdays were. It was just following our club up and down the country, home and away. My favourite town players growing up, well, when I was a kid I was a striker, so I was all about the goal scorers basically. So I think my first few favourites were probably Michael Reddy, Martin Gritton, Peter Bohr. Funnily enough, I actually won a Martin Gritton top in a raffle, which was one of the reasons why I loved him so much. And as I got older, I loved Scotty Nielsen. I thought he was a great player, and I was turning a bit into a winger, so Scotty Nielsen was probably my favourite. And then as a youth team player, I met him, and I loved him even more because he was such a character. Yeah, there's plenty more I won't remember, but yeah, probably them few stick out a little bit for me. I made my debut away at Notts County in the league. Came off the bench for the last 30 minutes, I think. We were 2-0 down, so it was sort of like, in my head I was thinking, I've got to get on there and make a difference and try get a goal or set something up for the team. Obviously I was absolutely riddled with nerves because it was my debut and I've been waiting years and years for it. So it was, first of all, amazing to get on the pitch, and the fans, there were so many fans, it was amazing. Unfortunately the result didn't go our way, but it was just the energy running through my body. It was like electricity, it was unbelievable. It was very nerve-wracking getting your first few touches, but that's how your debuts are. That is one of the most memorable moments of my life, scoring my first goal for this club. It was Morecambe away. I was brought on, I think in the 89th, 91st minute, something like that. We were 1-0 up, so again it was not my debut, but it was the first game of the season, and I was again riddled with nerves, and somehow I found myself middle of the pitch and with no goalkeeper. So, you know, I put the ball in the back of the net after a ball from Harry to me. But that day was unbelievable. I mean, scoring, let alone playing for your club, scoring your first goal, the feeling afterwards was unbelievable. I mean, why I love the team so much, and some of the players you meet is after the game, the lads were hugging me and they knew how much it meant and how many years I've been waiting for this. But it was amazing. I loved every minute of it, and we got some great photos and got some good videos of it, and that is just, at the moment, probably the pinnacle of my career, that. Town fans are crazy, loud, and again, mental. But I was one of them. I was one of them kids when I was younger who swore, called the referee, shouted on, sung, whatever, and the fans are still like that now. And it's ace. I mean, there's an absolute racket when you get on the pitch. And like I've said before, like specifically when I'm on the ball or when I'm on the pitch, I've almost got that extra backing from the fans because they know what I'm about and they know I'm going to give my best, and I'm one of their local boys. So the fans are just, there is no better fans than our fans, which is why I love playing for this club. Last season for me was great. You know, it was my first full season playing. Unfortunately, it ended how it did, but that's how it's gone. But it was great. It got me plenty of game time, more appearances, got me getting into the squad, showing what I can do finally. But most of all, some of the memories were just incredible. You know, memories of just playing, I guess. The Macclesfield penalty shootout and the Chelsea game will be things I'll never forget ever. Scoring my first 2 goals for Grimsby Town, I'll never ever forget. And playing alongside some of my friends, some of my teammates, been amazing. So the season for me was fantastic. Obviously, you always want to do better and finish higher, but for me, on a personal note, just to play was incredible. But to play as many times as I did was just amazing for me. I loved every minute of it. I'm looking forward to the new season, without a doubt. I think as soon as I can get back on that pitch, doing what I love, it's going to be like rocket fuel to me. I cannot wait to be back on Blundell Park. You know, when the fans get in, it'll be even better. But just to be back playing will be great in terms of my sanity and my career as well. But it's going to be great. Everyone's looking forward to it. We keep in touch with the lads, and it's going to be amazing when it gets going. And I'm pretty sure we're going to give it a right go.